Hi, everybody. This is Stephanie with Planning with Peanutty. Thanks so much for coming back or joining my channel. It's brand new. I think we're going on a week of my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to show you how I use the Happy Planner inspiration cards to further my business. I love these inspiration cards. As you can tell, I have probably hundreds of them, and sometimes they're hard to figure out uses for all of them. If you're like me, you don't like wasting things, you don't like wasting money, so let's find uses for these, right? So I like to use them for my small business, but I to need one that has room to write on both sides. As pretty as a lot of these are, some of them just have a picture on the front, so I'm going to use this one and show you what I do with them. So I teach piano and voice lessons. So I use these as kind of a lead card to people to follow up with to make sure that they're progressing towards actual lessons. So when I run into somebody and they express interest in either themselves or a child taking lessons, I want to make sure that that conversation progresses into money in my bank, right? So I want to make sure that conversation translates to them or their child actually starting lessons. So I'll go home and create a lead card for them. So I'll write that contact person's name on there. Let's call her Jane Doe, with her contact information and the name of the potential student. And if they've had any kind of lessons before, I'll make note of that there. Then on the back, I'll use the backs for our conversations. So I'll put the date. I don't worry about this being really fancy. And then what the result of our conversation was and where I left it with them, because I don't want that conversation to just drift into maybe someday there'll be lessons. But no, I want to have that translate into actual lessons. Let's get this started. So however we leave that conversation, I'll make a note of it. Then I come back to my planner. So this is how they work in with my planner system. So let's say back at the beginning of April, I had a discussion with with Jane Doe, and she says, I think my son Billy my daughter Sally was the name I made up, would really like to take lessons or would like some more piano lessons. She had piano a couple years ago, but let me talk to her about it. Let me talk maybe to my spouse about it. And that's how we left that conversation. So I'll pop that in my planner. Okay, here's this week. I'm not going to give her too much time to think about it. Let's give her a week. So I'm going to pop that in my planner for next week. And I forgot, I'll also make note of how she likes being contacted. If she prefers text or phone or email, that's fine. So then that way, at the end of this week, I flip to next week. Oh, there's that reminder to call Jane Doe about Sally. See what the result of their conversations were. And then I'll update my card. There's the next week. I texted her. She said, yes, let's go ahead and start lessons on next month sometime. So that's a little bit vague. I don't want to leave it like that. So a week before that next month starts, I'll put that card in again. That way I get to that week and I see, there's Sally. Her mom wanted her to start lessons the beginning of next month. I'm going to text her and make sure that we nail down a specific time, a specific date, and all the arrangements so that Sally here doesn't slip through the cracks, and that actually translates into actual lessons, which will be more income for me. I was thinking about it. You could use this system for any small business where you're following up with clients or students or patients. If you do some kind of sales, and maybe somebody mentions that maybe they would like to host a Tupperware party. Do we still do Tupperware parties? Maybe she wants to host a Tupperware party. You could use, I'm sure they give you paperwork to use for those kind of things, but why not use your Happy Planner inspiration cards and your Happy Planner system, which you already have in place. I hope that helps and gives you some ideas. That's how I make sure nobody slips through the cracks, and that those conversations that I have out and running errands actually translate into actual lessons, and it helps me to follow up with each potential student. I have other ideas for the inspiration cards. Let me know in a comment below if you'd be curious to see my other ideas. Let me know what you think. Please consider clicking like or and or subscribe to my channel. All right, thanks everybody. Bye.